I will be inviting on stage is my good friend. I learned a lot from her. You know, as Chad is here, anytime I'm writing my appraisal, I'm filling my appraisal form. I used to say I want to learn more when I'm grown up. Salome has taught me a lot. You hear Salome saying biostimulants, TJ protocol. I said, Salome, what is make me to know all these things? There was a day she took me to the field and she was telling me, is it the leaf miner concerning this outbreak we had recently on the tomato? Please put your hands together for
more concise. I just want to give like a story. I wrote a piece down about my experience here in tomato juice. I joined tomato juice in 2021. I had little background in agronomy, but I had some farming experience. Stepping into the new environment, I was surrounded by new faces, new style of doing things, having to work with farmers. I was surrounded by people from different backgrounds, like I've said, and I was led by a dynamic, goal-oriented boss. So the first day I came to Tomato Juice, my boss was supposed to go for paternity leave, and as though there was no good space for me to do orientation with the HR, I said, just sharp, I need to get her to the field, let her understand what she needs to do, and I will be going on leave. And that was the beginning of how my work started. I had to find out the names of the fields. I remember he took me to count 2 and I was to do stand count. He said, you just need to find out how to go about this. And then even in count 2, he took me to, he later said that was not the count 2. I think I had to find all of those myself. I was just given a scout form. I read through it and had to read the materials to know how to scout. He just gave me a push. He said, you can do this. So he just gave me the platform to push and to do agronomy. From day one, I was eager to learn, so I had to ask a lot of questions. I had to interact with a lot of people, because since I had to ask questions, I had to know people's names, ask them questions, and know how I could survive in this space. So if I need back, I cannot go to my boss, because he felt I had what it took to survive, so I had to find my way to survive in this space. One of the biggest lessons I gained early on was the power of research. So in agronomy, we did a lot of research. I had to read a lot of materials. Like I said, I had little background on agronomy, so I had to read more. I was given a book, and I had to look for more books just to understand the basis of research. My boss challenged me to think critically, to dig deeper, and go beyond what I thought was possible. I quickly moved from just observing to actively engaging, interacting with other agronomists, people that come to market their products. Like Flora mentioned, we have people marketing fertilizers, pesticides, biostimulants, and all. So I had to interact with some of these people. I was at the heart of field trials. You only see me under the sun. There are a few persons that are concerned that come to give me water on the field, and they see you on the sun. They say, oh, you want to die under the sun, they'll offer to bring water for me. There are days that I don't even remember whether I have food to eat, because I just set my heart and I finish this task before I leave. And before you know it, it's 5 and they're asking, are you going home? And you're still with your boots on. So I was at the heart of field trials, designing and coordinating experiments, testing new agricultural products. At times, the data I collected didn't seem important to others. So they are seeing you with sticks. Say, why are you always with sticks, Salome? And you're counting tomato. You know, it doesn't make sense to some people even here to see, why are you counting tomato? Some wanted to cut corners, dismissing the value of precision and accuracy. But I chose excellence over convenience. Sometimes it was not convenient to count those tomatoes one by one. But I understood that these numbers weren't just figures on a spreadsheet. They were the foundation for meaningful decisions. One that would impact productivity, efficiency, and long-term success. Just like Miriam mentioned, we need to count. From those counts, we will now say, this is how much of pesticides we need, and that's what is going to the finance, and that's what helps with budgeting. So those numbers, those things you see us counting, if you have time, you can join us to count. It is used to make powerful and relevant decisions in the company. Over time, my role expanded. I moved from data collection to strategic planning, setting up seasonal agronomic plans, and ensuring smooth execution. Of course, there were challenges. Limited work tools, like Zichard rightly mentioned, mobility issues, and at times a lack of immediate support. At times your throat is dry, nobody close by. At times you have trekked from Cal on your way to Lagos, no bike to pick you. So, but I ran to push forward despite obstacles, always striving for solutions rather than dwelling on difficulties. So one of our values, we are problem solvers. I like to say that very well. So as an agronomist, we also solve problems. So one of my goals is that I find a way around this. Instead of sitting and say, oh, I did not find bike, I find my way around my challenges. One significant turning point was the company's response to our logistic challenge. Mobility has been a major hurdle, like I earlier mentioned, affecting efficiency in the field. But instead of waiting indefinitely, we accelerated action. The company provided us with and we were given the opportunity to learn how to drive within a short period. I remember the day Art wrote us an email and said, I was almost on leave. He said, before the end of September, you must learn how to drive that vehicle, and it was still in maintenance. And I just summoned courage. I remember telling my teacher, Julius, I had a lot of teachers going in different guys. I said, I'm fearful. How can I move this baby? He said, you just need to set your mind. And it was possible. This wasn't just about transportation, it was about empowerment for me, and I appreciate that. If you remember, I can't remember who I was visiting. One of those times he sat me down, was it to get us a driver? We know we have a driver, James, but James will carry for Flora, carry for Blessing, carry for Zichard, carry for. So sometimes my carry used to outweigh his own availability. And it was like, should they get us a driver? Should they get us a maid to our team to drive bike? But all of those things didn't really work out until this empowerment came about. So looking back, my journey has been one of growth, resilience, and continuous learning. I started as someone unfamiliar with agronomy. Like Flora is now saying that I used to stop agronomy, right? Yeah, truly, if you come now, I will teach you agronomy. Fair. I know how to farm, so if you come, I will teach you how to farm. And if it's outside of this place, you have to pay for consultancy. So I play a key role in designing trials, making strategic decisions, ensuring excellence in operations. This International Women's Day, as we celebrate the theme of accelerating action, I reflect on how small but bold steps can lead to transformative change. Whether it is breaking barriers in a male-dominated field, Auntie Hannah, I gave the story of a guy that came. I suffered by did maize production for him. We planted maize in dry season. We had a lot of pest issues that we had to manage, but the guy said, you read biochemistry and you are a woman, you are not a good man for it. I did all of his trials to the point of sharing data, but I never had his contact since today because of his disdain. He just felt I shouldn't be the woman on this field, So that's one amongst the other things I encountered, having males, being in a male-dominated field, driving innovation in agriculture, or simply refusing to cut corners. Every action counts. For me, accelerating action means pushing boundaries, embracing challenges, and never settling for less than excellence. And this is just a beginning.